So this is my father. My father was, a lot of people don't know a lot about my dad. Some of my friends that have known me for a long period of time. My father served on, I don't know how much you guys know about Omaha Beach or Saving Private Ryan, but my father was one of the soldiers that stormed ashore in 1944. If you guys have ever seen the movie Saving Private Ryan, the movie was based on the Normandy invasion during World War II. My father was a Navy medic attached to the Army, and he served, he got a Purple Heart on Normandy, which is Omaha Beach, if you've ever heard of the story Bloody Omaha. But he saved hundreds of people. He saved the lives of hundreds of American soldiers. He was one of the medics that took care of the soldiers. So if you ever see the movie Saving Private Ryan, my father was one of those medics that saved. So I ended up joining the military when I was only 18 years old, and a lot of the people in my family actually have served. My father served. My aunt was a lawyer. My uncle was a lawyer in the Army, like a JAG officer. My grandfather was a soldier, was in the Navy, and I mean, a lot of people in my family have been in the military. But I just took Zara out to come to the cemetery. I come here quite frequently. I come in and see my dad. I just saw that the grave needs to be cleaned, so I'm going to have to come out here with some grave cleaner to kind of clean up my dad's grave, because I noticed that it's a little bit mossy. But this is an old historic cemetery. The cemetery that I'm in is called Greenwood. It's also famous because this is the cemetery where people from the Pulse Massacre were buried, and there's a lot of very like founders of Orlando, Florida are here. It's kind of an older cemetery. My son, Ryan Meddy, is buried here, my grandmother, and it's just a nice, old, beautiful cemetery with very beautiful old graves. My father's grave is obviously a newer grave, but there's historic graves like crypts. There's a Spanish-American War cemetery here. There is World War II and Korean and Vietnam, and just in Civil War. There's also the Union and the Confederates. But I just took my daughter out to see my father, and I'm going to come back out here and clean it. So anyway, you guys have a good day. I'm very sentimental. You know, I'm probably the one in my family that goes and sees all the relatives. I'm the one who goes to all the graves and checks on them. So take care.